Dealers claim 2 to 3 year queues. Is that real demand or marketing theater? We compare allocation sheets, registration trends, and whispers of redirected units landing with brokers or gray market dealers. Leaked transfer records sometimes reveal priority allocations to fleets or reseller networks that nullify consumer waiting lists. We'll show data, dealer ads, and export logs so you can judge, are queues genuine scarcity or clever PR? Share a photo if you own a Tipo. Dealers and service networks brace for after-sales disruption. As Tipo production stops, spare part pipelines thin, warranty logistics tighten, and repair timelines stretch. Owners face rising costs for hard-to-find parts, longer waits, and possible dealer-only pricing shocks. We'll show thin parts racks, sample invoices, and owner cases to quantify the risk. If you're a Tipo owner, tell us, did you ever struggle sourcing spares, and how did you cope with repairs? The Tipo community feels this as loss, not just product retirement forums, Facebook groups, and meetups turn to memorials as owners swap stories, mods, and memories. These are small social ecosystems, club runs, shared tips, and cross-border camaraderie that define ownership beyond transport. We'll spotlight Reddit threads, owner testimonials, and meet footage showing how a model's end ripples through real people. Tag a Tipo owner you know and help preserve those stories. Stopping output at Tofus and Bursa has local consequences. Jobs, supplier contracts, and regional SMEs face uncertainty. Plant pauses often lead to redeployment, negotiated short extensions, or painful layoffs unless capacity repurposing is announced. We map the local employment exposure, supplier linkages, and past statements from Stellantis about retooling commitments. Should Fiat fund reskilling or relocate production to preserve local livelihoods? Tell us what you think they must do. Fiat's replacement strategy leans into crossovers, responsive to global demand but at odds with city-friendly Tipo practicality. Replacing a hatch sedan with a taller SUV raises questions on urban usability, running costs, and brand coherence. We compare the new model's footprint, pricing, and likely buyer profile against the Tipo's user base to see whether Fiat chases volume or abandons an urban utility legacy. Do you prefer yes SUV or miss Tipo? Explain your stance. Removing Tipo reshapes Fiat's portfolio and signals a strategic pivot, maybe toward higher-margin small cars and crossovers. The loss of a volume workhorse affects fleet deals, dealer footfall, and everyday visibility in city streets. We chart Fiat's lineup, sales mix, and ask whether narrowing the range makes the brand more focused or less relevant in mainstream European markets. Is Fiat becoming sharper or shrinking its audience? Briefly tell us which you think it is. At the heart of this debate, was Tipo crushed by unstoppable SUV demand, or did Fiat misjudge market durability and profitability? We stack Tipo sales and margins against rising crossover volumes, show dealer allocation shifts, and test profitability scenarios to let viewers judge. Is this pragmatic portfolio optimization or cultural erasure of a beloved model? Vote trend wins or save the Tipo, and explain your pick. We'll feature sharp replies in the follow-up. 0.